Hi and welcome. I am Rachel and I'm going to be interviewing Panchiko today. How are you today?
I'm all right. I'm just one of them. I'm one of them. It's teamwork as well. I'm Owain and I'm doing okay. Yeah, we're getting up for a tour and been practicing this week and doing all the other stuff you do in a band that's really exciting.
So how did it actually feel when your music went viral?
It was a wonderful feeling. It was a beautiful thing to realise that something I made years ago that I wanted to do years ago and had given up on, pretty much. I'm not given up on, still did it, but didn't believe that it would connect with people, that it had connected with people. And yeah, it was a beautiful, beautiful thing. But on the flip side as well, the internet, as you all know, is full of everybody's opinion. So what happened was there were plenty of people who liked it, and there were plenty of people who were like, I'm going to tell you my opinion, I don't like it, I think it's terrible, I think it's mediocre, I think it's mid, whatever. And that was an interesting thing as well to get used to, because I think that sort of built a thick skin about stuff and it helped you to progress. But generally, it's a wonderful feeling, and it's still a wonderful feeling now. When you make a piece of work, whether that's something you write, whether that's something you you might break a story, or you might talk about a subject you like, and if that connects to people and people start writing back to you, emailing you and saying what you said or what you did summed up how I felt or an experience I went through, that's amazing. And it doesn't just apply to music. So yeah, and it's a wonderful thing when stuff connects with people and you realised you made their day at least one day of the year or something.
So how do you actually write your songs? Like, what inspiration do you get?
I was a kid in the late 90s and I loved playing video games. I loved my PlayStation. I think I played Final Fantasy VII. It blew my mind. I loved playing RPGs and sort of the kind of games that weren't as popular. And I liked anime. And whilst anime was pretty big in the 90s, the accessibility to anime now is quite huge. You can watch whatever you want. Back in the 90s, you know, when I was younger, I'd have to get my mom to ring up a shop in Bangor in Wales and order a video online. And so I'd get hold of anything I want. So I'd write about weird things because I don't think I knew about life and love and all these other things. So I'd write about anime and being a miserable teenager. So I'd write about sci-fi themes and anime and video games and make those references, which I'm not saying wasn't happening in the late 90s, but that's definitely something when I listen to pop music today. I really love pop music today and music today and young artists, what they're doing, because they'll write about all sorts of things. And I think that's brilliant. And as long as you can relate to it, then that's something good. So often it starts out with a beat, or it might start out with a guitar riff, and then singing kind of comes later. And I tend to write a lot of my stuff with my other bandmate, Andy, who produces it well, and he also writes some elements. So it's a collaborative process where we bring something along and we adjust it until we think it's like good enough.
As we see, you've got your tour here.
I know, it's weird.
So how are you actually enjoying, like, are you enjoying going to these different venues, seeing these different places, seeing these different crowds? Is it a really enjoyable experience?
I love it. I think one of the things is if your job can take you places and if you can travel on your job and it pays for it and you're doing it as part of your job, then it feels a bit less of a job. That's a wonderful experience. What's nice about playing in a band or doing anything in a big city is if you touch down in a nice area of the town often, so often those 2 hours, often where music venues are, there's a lot of cool stuff around there. So you can hang out, and that's brilliant. And I've loved meeting people from all around the world. I guess the main thing is, if you're in music or anything, what you realise, what travel will make you realise is we are so much, human beings we are much more alike than we are different, right? And that's what it will, and those differences are brilliant as well. You learn from those differences when you meet people from different cultures and all around the world. And it's just, you know, you realise that we've all got common goals and most people in the world are pretty decent people, really, and that's a beautiful thing. So it's lots of fun, love doing it, and it's an honour to do it, really.
Lastly, is there any other artists that in particular you look up to and that you really want to aspire to be like?
Oh, right, okay. So I don't think I can ever be like any of the artists I really like. So people who listen to our music, like, I grew up listening to Radiohead. I've always really liked Radiohead, but I like so much different kind of music. Like I really like classical, neoclassical music. I like the sound scores of Ryuichi Sakamoto. That really influenced the song we wrote the other day. Like older artists, like we used to like a band called Super Furry Animals back in the day from the 90s that were really impressive. We liked a band called Pulp. Not that we sound like any of these bands, but maybe we like some of the ideas of it. But I like listening to old and new music at the moment. So this morning, especially going to America, and because our audience is quite young, they switch us on to a lot of music that from America that I think that I'd never listened to. So. Who was so I'd never heard of Alex G, an artist called Alex G, and loads of our fans were like, have you heard Alex G? And I went, no, and I listened to him and I thought, oh wow, he's really cool. I really like Alex G. Recently I've really got into a lot of American bands actually, like Big Thief, and then this morning I've only just heard about an artist called Remy Wolf, and I've been listening to her loads because she's amazing, and stuff like that. But to say like, I don't know, yeah, I don't know. Like, I don't know. I always feel like I can't be like these people because I think they're amazing. But you can give it a go and give it a try, and see what happens. Like at the moment, I guess I like my personal taste is I like hip hop a lot, and I like jazzy stuff, and I like kind of putting that in the music. But that doesn't always come out in our music because it's like indie, and we play like differently live. But yeah, if I just keep going, doing stuff like that. I'd love to write tunes like Remy Wolf, like I was listening to that this morning, but you know, like she's like, I don't know, she's like 27, 28, I'm an old man, 42, and I just love seeing like young people doing really good stuff, because you can get to my age and be quite cynical and go, all music's rubbish, or any young music, it's all terrible, and don't listen to Radio 1 and don't listen to that, and there's absolute gems out there, and there are people still doing a great job. And I think that's amazing. So I guess what I'm saying is I'd like to be influenced by what's always happening around me, whether it's from the 70s, the 80s, the 90s, or whether it's from now. Like there's always something good ongoing now. But I don't know, just try and be yourself a little bit. Like listen to a lot of stuff, but you know, you've also got to be yourself. You can't try and be like someone else if it's not working. You've got to kind of make the music that fits in your skill set, really, or something like that, your skill set. And I don't know, like, yeah, definitely just listen far and wide between, and try and like, and I don't think it's just for music as well, like if you like literature, you like film, definitely go with your faves, go like, you know, definitely go for your comfort kind of things, the things you know will be good, but always challenge yourself to experience things that you might not have thought were going to be your thing. And then you grow to love them, and then you become, I don't know, maybe a more knowledgeable person, or you become more versed in a wider set of influences and tools for you to do the thing you want to do. I don't know, stuff like that.
Okay. Thank you so much.
No worries, I appreciate it.